Okay, now that we are done with the analysis, we're done analyzing the market, I'm gonna be explaining these yellow lines and the purpose of these yellow lines, and our main target and the minor targets, which when you are trading, you are focusing more on the minor targets, and minor targets, not the overall target, right? The overall target is just there to show you where the market will be going, which direction are you following for the week or for the month or whatever, because the truth is the main target will not be reached in a day, or in sometimes it does get reached in a week. It depends on how quick the market moves, but normally it takes a few weeks for the main target to be reached. So to avoid being caught up in the negative side of the market, you need to follow this, right? So let's get onto it. So as you can see here, we have the market hasn't broken our lower structure yet. So what we're going to do is we will put our entry somewhere there where you can wait for the market to break out, and then once it gives you a breakout, then you can enter the market, right? So we are now going to put our target and our stop loss so that you can see the overall targets that we are targeting, and then I will show you how you are going to approach this whole thing, right? So let's put our stop loss and TP, which is the overall targets that I'm talking about. So we are going for a short position, obviously, once the market breaks down this level there. So you want to put it a bit far, just there. When the market breaks out, you are expecting to enter at that level, right? And then your stop loss should be just above this level right there. So your stop loss must be just above this retest there, right? So that's where your stop loss should be, which will be how many pips? About 10.1 pips, which is 11%. So which is good. It's a good risk, right? It's a good risk. So now the overall target will be our last zone, which is this minor zone there. That's our overall target, which is 1.92%. So we are targeting that, right? For the whole week, this is what we'll be targeting on this pair, right? So these yellow lines are showing you where you can take your profit. These are where the market is likely going to give us a retest, right? So when you look at this, let me zoom out so that you can see clearly. When you look at this thing, you are expecting that when the market reaches our last zone, which is 0.92577, when the market reaches that zone, we will be that's when we will stop trading the sell. So right now, within this major target, we will be looking for entry levels within this major target. So what you will not do is place a trade right now and then hold until it reaches 2.755, unless you have a big account. Then you can hold, because obviously the market is going to give you a lot of major retest, which might affect your account balance. So we are trying to avoid that. So you can use these lines as your Fibonacci levels, because in most cases Fibonacci respects these yellow lines. So if you are too lazy to draw them manually, you can just use Fibonacci instead, right? So manje, let's look at this. I want to show you how we expect the market to move within these levels and how you are going to take your entries within these levels, right, within these zones. So what we are expecting, obviously, we are expecting the market to move in zigzag formation, which is the same thing that happened on the left hand side. We are expecting it to happen on the right hand side, which is the same thing that happened previously. We are expecting it to happen in the future. So this is what we are expecting. All right, once the market moves and breaks down the level, we are expecting it to move like this. When it reaches this level there, our first zone, we are expecting a breakout and a retest on that, which is, let me try to zoom in. We are expecting, like, let me draw these lines so that you can see. When the market reaches this zone there, we are expecting a retest on the trend line. When it breaks out this trend line, we are expecting a retest. That's how the market moves, unfortunately. And then we are expecting it to continue moving down. After the retest, continue moving down, which is where you will be looking for your second entry levels, right? So this is where you will be looking for your second entry levels. So let me put there so that you can see what I mean. So you will see what I mean. Let me do this. So let's take it. The market has moved already. I'm analyzing on my phone, guys, so don't mind me. Okay, I need to find that thing. So this is where you would expect to enter your second entry levels, and then you would target. Now we are looking at our minor target, right? We are looking at our minor targets. You would target the second zone, right? That's where you would expect another retest. So that's where you would expect another retest, right? So after entering there, obviously we are expecting the market to move down. We are expecting the market to move down to the level that we are expecting. And then once it reaches that level, there is a high possibility that it might go back to retest the previous zone, right? There's a high possibility that it might go up to retest the previous zone. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but in most cases it does, right? In most cases it does. So to avoid being caught up in the negative side of the market, you should be able to leave the trade before it even goes back to your entry level, right? So this is what you would expect. So when it goes back down, when it goes back down after the retest, when it goes back down, it's gonna go to the next zone. What am I doing? It's gonna go back to the next zone, right? It's gonna go back to the next zone, and then when it goes back to the next zone, that's where your second entry will be. That's where your second entry will be. So this is how you should approach it, right? It does not mean that when you have a major target, you target, and then on this trade you target the next zone, all right? And then you take your profits before it even reverses. It goes back to the previous zone, right? And then it continues going down to the next zone, right? So when it goes to the next zone, that's where you get another entry. That's where you get your entry level. You get. And your stop loss must always be above your previous zone or below your previous zone, depending on which direction you took, right? And then after taking the profit, it does the same thing. Remember, the market always repeats what it did previously. So what you have to do is you need to understand the language and respect it, right? And then on to our last level. It goes to our last level, right? And then once it reaches that level, you enter your last positions there. You just need to keep on when you analyze. Let's say you analyze on a weekend, you just need to keep on looking at the market, so basically this is what you're going to do. This is our major level, our major target, just to show you where the market will be going for the week. This is your major target, what you are targeting on this pay for the whole week. So when I say we're gonna be trading Euro CHF for the whole week, I mean we're gonna be trading a sell on Euro CHF for the whole week, but we're gonna be taking some profits from it. We're gonna be taking short trades from this major target that we have. We're not gonna be putting one positions and then waiting for the market to reach that level after weeks or after a few days. We're not going to be doing that. This level, from this level to this level, it might take you even 24 hours for the market to get there, right? It might take you a few hours for the market to get there. It just depends on the volatility of that pay, right? So this is how you should be approaching it, because the market doesn't always move the way we expect it to. But when you understand the market structure, you know what to expect, and you would know how to approach or how to attack these things on. You get my point. Yeah, you get my point. But this is what I mean when I say within a major target, we are expecting to bank smaller targets from the major target. I don't know if you guys get my point. If you don't understand, you can text me on WhatsApp and then I will try to explain further. But the most important thing is buying the course so that you can get more knowledge on how I approach the market. Have a beautiful trading week.